Osaka is currently one of the most sought-after tennis players in the world, but not everything is perfect. Now she is a two-time Grand Slam winner, reigning Indian Wells champion and the first Asian player in history to become world number 1. It has been a sensational 12 months for the powerful hitting 21-year-old, but there continues to be the inevitable setbacks. On Tuesday, Osaka took to the court of the Dubai Tennis Championships. Taking on Kristina Mladenovic in what was her first competitive match as world number 1, she crashed out 6-3, 6-3, winning only 35% of her service points and making 25 unforced errors. According to data from the ITF, she is the first player to lose their opening match after rising to the top of the WTA rankings. "I haven't been practicing well recently. I just thought, like, it would go away during the matches. I was kind of counting on that. That didn't happen," so Osaka reflected during her press conference. "My rhythm was kind of off. But there's been times where it's been worse than now, and I managed to play well in matches. Yeah, when I say I haven't been practicing well, just like rhythm. I don't know, I feel like I'm not doing enough or something." Osaka has never been the kind of player that loves the media limelight. Her shy and introverted personality is one that has won over the hearts of many fans. However, in recent months Osaka has become a household name, appearing on the front of numerous newspapers in Japan, signing multi-million-dollar sponsorship deals, starring in advertising campaigns and earning numerous accolades. Her most recent achievement was at the Laureus Awards, where she was named Breakthrough of the Year. With her rise in fame, Osaka also faces more scrutiny in her decisions, something she was reminded of last week when she ended her collaboration with coach Sasha Bajin. Bajin won the WTA Coach of the Year away in 2018 for his work with Osaka. "I don't think I necessarily understand what position I'm in a way, because last year I wasn't even anywhere close to this ranking. People didn't pay attention to me. That's something that I'm comfortable with," said a tearful Osaka. "I don't know why I'm crying. Yeah, I don't know why this is happening. I don't really like attention. It's been a little tough," she added. The highs and lows despite her successes on the court, it has not immune the Australian Open champion from online trolls. Shortly after her loss to Mladenovic, Osaka received a series of abusive messages on social media. In her Instagram story, she wrote that she was used to getting insulting comments online. Like other players in the past, Osaka is not afraid to admit that her position as the best-ranked player in the world is daunting, both mentally and physically. Although she has bounced back from nightmare matches before. Earlier this year, she said she had the worst attitude during her loss at the Brisbane International, before going on to win the Australian Open title. She also lost in the first round of 2 consecutive tournaments heading into the US Open, where she claimed her maiden major title. "I mean, the Australian Open was not even a month ago. This was just one match. I feel like even if I don't win any matches for the rest of the year, I wouldn't say I'm concerned. I think I'm pretty young. I still feel like I have a lot to learn," she said. "For me, that's sort of my biggest thing after this match. I think I play well after I lose a sort of bad match. I'm just looking forward to the next tournament." Despite her setback on the court, Osaka maintains her world number 1 ranking heading into the BNP Paribas Open, Indian Wells. She is hoping her latest loss will make her stronger as a player. "For sure there's no one that really thinks losing is fun. But for me, I've always been taught that when you lose, you learn more than when you win. I try to take that as really important advice because I think it is true." WTAtennis.com quoted Osaka as saying during her interview with Japanese media. Osaka is currently down, but is certainly not out. The former top 10 player has revealed that she used to eat only 300 calories of food a day as a junior player. Madison Keys, photo by Chrysaline Cayo, copyright at Sport Vision. Former U.S. Open finalist Madison Keys has revealed that she struggled with an eating disorder for 2 years as a teenager. Keys, who is currently ranked 17th in the world, spoke out about her previous struggles in a post for Behind the Racket, an Instagram account set up by No.1 that tells personal stories of players on the tour. Shedding light on the issue, Keys said at one point she was eating 3 100-calorie bars a day because she felt pressure to lose weight. When I was 15, I had an eating disorder. There were people in my life and others who would see me on TV, that would tell me I was fat, or needed to lose a few pounds. Eventually, that truly got into my head, she said. Struggling with her eating disorder, Keys also experienced depression growing up, saying she felt isolated from those close to her because she was hiding her problems from them. During that same time, the American was starting to break out on the tour. At the age of 14, she won her first WTA match at the Ponte Vedra Beach Championships. She then made her Grand Slam debut at the age of 16 at the 2011 U.S. Open. I struggled with this problem for almost 2 years, which led to some issues with depression, she revealed. I completely shut my friends and mom out of my life. I felt like I put this mask on to get through each day, hoping no one would ask how or what I was doing. I became super paranoid because I wanted to keep it all a secret and didn't want anyone to worry. Now aged 24, Keys says she has a more healthy relationship with food. At present, she has 3 titles on the WTA Tour and has recorded 15 wins over top 10 players. She has been ranked as high as 7th in the world. I decided that I needed to get control of my eating. It took some time to get myself to open up to people again. It's something I still struggle with when I get stressed or upset, but I have a much healthier relationship with food now, Keys concluded. It is rare that a tennis player opens up about their battle with eating disorders. Monica Seles is the most high-profile to do so after speaking publicly about her past problems with binge eating. Keys have played in 2 events so far this year. At the Australian Open, she reached the 4th round before losing to Elina Svitolina. She also featured in her country's Fed Cup tie against Australia, winning 1 out of her 2 matches. See also, why No.1's new Instagram account is one every tennis fan should follow. View this post on Instagram. When I was 15, I had an eating disorder. There were people in my life and others who would see me on TV, that would tell me I was fat, or needed to lose a few pounds. Eventually, that truly got into my head. I was living off 3 100-calorie bars a day. I struggled with this problem for almost 2 years, which led to some issues with depression. I completely shut my friends and mom out of my life. I felt like I put this mask on to get through each day, hoping no one would ask how or what I was doing. I became super paranoid because I wanted to keep it all a secret and didn't want anyone to worry. It took until one day when I realized what I was doing. I was hurting my tennis. I couldn't get through a week of practice because I had nothing in my body. I let other people change how I felt about myself, and that hurt the dream I've been working towards since I was 4 years old. I decided that I needed to get control of my eating. It took some time to get myself to open up to people again. It's something I still struggle with when I get stressed or upset, but I have a much healthier relationship with food now, a post shared by Behind the Racket at Behind the Racket on February 18, 2019 at 2:17 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. The Australian Open champion reflected on his previous struggles as Naomi Osaka also got recognized for her achievements in sport. Novak Djokovic, photo by Chrysaline Cayo, copyright at Sport Vision. World #1 Novak Djokovic has been named Sportsman of the Year at the annual Laureus Awards in recognition of his stellar return back to the top following injury. Djokovic fought off competition from nominees such as Rafael Nadal and Cristiano Ronaldo. The award comes in light of his recent dominance on the tour. Djokovic returned to action in January 2018 following a 6-month absence due to an elbow injury. Shortly after returning, he had to undergo another surgical procedure on his elbow. Despite the setbacks, Djokovic regained his form in June. Within the past 8 months, he has won 3 Grand Slam trophies and 2 Masters 1000 titles. At the end of 2018 he became the oldest year-end #1 player in the history of the ATP Tour at the age of 31 years and 223 days. A Laureus Award is what every athlete wants to win, and this one is a huge honor for me. Being among so many sporting greats here tonight, and hearing about the inspirational work Laureus is doing around the world, gives this award its special meaning for me, said Djokovic. Last year was an incredible season for me. Returning from injury to win Wimbledon and the US Open is something I'll remember forever. I am delighted and I would like to thank the Laureus Academy for their support. Picked out twitter.com/5FWZ3XMMNK. Novak Djokovic, at JokerNoel, February 18, 2019. Established in 2000, the Laureus Award celebrates the best sporting achievements in the world. The ceremony consists of 7 categories, with each nominee getting shortlisted by a panel of the world's media. The winners are then selected by legends of global sport, members of the Laureus World Sports Academy. Djokovic's return back to the top of the men's tour hasn't been without its difficulties due to a troublesome elbow injury that has hindered him in the past. Less than 12 months ago, he was ranked outside of the world's top 20 and struggling for consistency. Reflecting on how he managed to turn events around, Djokovic praised the support he received from his wife Jelena, admitting that he previously contemplated walking away from the sport for good. I would like to thank my wife for taking time and for presenting me in a different light, and I think that the rare occasions we can share our personal journeys and we are behind the curtain, and I think you've done it much better than I would do it, he said. Your support has been tremendously significant to me in those moments when I was questioning everything, when I was going through my doubts and dilemmas whether I want to keep on playing tennis. And yes, I did think about leaving tennis, and I did think about everything else, and I just didn't find myself in a good balance in life at that point. I feel like I let myself down when I had surgery. You were right, and it took me several months to find that purpose, find the meaning again. Grinning face with big eyes, partying face, tennis, Serbia, folded hands. Picked out twitter.com/ebhikes. Novak Djokovic, at JokerNoel, February 18, 2019. In what he describes as a fairy tale journey, the 15-time Grand Slam champion said he had to work hard to conquer his mental demons. Addressing the crowd during his trophy presentation, said what he faced adversity, he had to look inside to find a solution. I've had to do a lot of inner engineering, as I like to call it, especially in the last 15 months, coming back from a major injury and having surgery and being very impatient and anxious to come back, he said. And then being on the verge to leave the racket aside, and now I'm standing in front of you and reflecting on that journey. It seems like a fairy tale story, but it tells me one thing. In those moments when you're facing adversity and feeling challenged, you should look inside, because that's where the answer lies. I did not understand that fully. I had heard that before, but I think when I went through this journey I understood what this means, and I now know where I can always find strength and motivation to keep me going. Djokovic has won the Laureus Sportsman of the Year award for the 4th time in his career. Only Roger Federer, 5, has won the title more times than him. It was fitting that we gave the last words of "What a Speech" at JokerNoel. Picked out twitter.com/KQPZM5RK1M. Paris Masters, runner-up ATP Finals, runner-up Qatar Open, semi-finals Australian Open champion Osaka also shines. Embed from Getty Images. Elsewhere at the award ceremony, 2-time Grand Slam champion Naomi Osaka was named Breakthrough Athlete of the Year, becoming the first tennis player to receive the honor since Andy Murray back in 2013. Osaka has earned the award after winning back-to-back major titles at the US Open and Australian Open. During 2018, the 21-year-old also won the Indian Wells title and reached the final of the Tour Pan-Pacific Open in Tokyo. "I want to give a huge thank you to the Laureus Academy for giving me the Laureus Breakthrough of the Year award," Osaka said in a video message. "I want to thank my coaching staff and my family for being with me for these entire years." Osaka is the first Asian player, male or female, to reach the top of the world's ranking in the history of tennis. She is now also the first Japanese athlete to win a Laureus Award. The world number 1 is playing in this week's Dubai Tennis Championships after recently separating from her coach Sasha Bajin. She will play Kristina Mladenovic in her opening match on Tuesday. Congratulations at Naomi Osaka _winner of the Symbio.com. The full draw for Australian Open is finally out, with the places marked qualifiers finally filled. At the time the draw was made, the final round of qualifying had not been completed, therefore places were marked qualifiers until such players' identities could be determined. Q. Andrei Rublev vs Yan Hsun Lu Malik Jaziri vs Q. Go Soeda. Q. Alexander Bublik vs 16. Lucas Pouille Thomas Burdick vs Q. Luca Vanni. Q. Bjorn Fratangelo vs Q. Noah Rubin. Q. Jurgen Melzer vs 17. Roger Federer. 26. Albert Ramos Vinolas vs Q. Lucas Lacko. Q. Thomas Fabiano vs Donald Young. Q. Francis Tiafoe vs Mikhail Kukushkin. Yoshihito Nishioka vs Q. Alex Bolt. Daniil Medvedev vs Q. Ernesto Escobedo. Dmitry Tursunov vs Q. Radek Stepanek. Q. Riley Opelka vs 11. David Goffin. Q. Blake Mott vs 18. Richard Gasquet. 30. Pablo Carreno Busta vs LL. Peter Polansky. Denis Istomin vs Q. Ivan Dodig. Polansky has made the main draw despite losing to Andrei Rublev in the qualifying round. Kokkinakis was forced to withdraw following an abdominal injury.